There are skills that you gain from doing this. It's whether or not you can get over this mental prison that you put yourself in. That's like, I can't do this. I'm shy. I'm not a thought leader. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's a thought leader. It's fine.
So, Chris, what advice do you have for someone who's thinking about, oh, I want to get myself out there, I want to stand out? What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, I hear a lot about, I don't know what to post. That's like the number one thing that people are like, oh, I just don't know what to post. If we're just talking about content creation, and the truth is that everything is content, right? Everything you're consuming can be then turned into a medium. If you're not like, okay, I need a special thought around this thing, you could actually just look at the existing thing you do and then make that worthy of the internet. And it is worthy of the internet, where you can take a picture of your wireframe, put a phone behind you while you work, whatever it is, everything is content. You just got to start. It gets easier. And the easier it becomes, the more interesting it becomes because you'll be good at it, right? It's just this wheel of motivation that goes around. But it's not that hard. And everybody has some sort of social media account. It's usually free. So why not? You can always give up. If anything, you've learned some skills of marketing or writing or video editing. There are skills that you gain from doing this. It's whether or not you can get over this mental prison that you put yourself in. That's like, I can't do this. I'm shy. I'm not a thought leader. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's a thought leader. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that was a big hesitation for me. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say. Why would anybody listen to me? And then I was like, ah, screw it. Just talk anyways. If no one's listening, like you said, you will learn skills, you will build skills. 2 months ago, I never opened a video editor before. Now I'm video editing. What? If you said that to me a year ago, you'd be editing video. I would have laughed in your face. Well, Chris, I want to wrap up today with what my favorite classic UX question, which is there anything else that we didn't touch upon that you would like to discuss?
I want to ask you, Jen, like you've been asking me all the questions. How's it going for you on your journey of content and stuff? Like, have you overcome some barriers? What are you excited about?
Sure. Well, thanks for asking. I guess it's been about 2 months now for me to have a YouTube channel. And I guess the barriers I've overcome is the technical issues. We had some issues earlier on this call. Learning new technology, learning new approaches. I come from a design background, but never video editing. So that was a new dimension for me to learn, which has been fun, challenging, but fun. And so coming up with a plan and a strategy of what I want to cover. And really, to what you said earlier, I do a lot of public speaking. I do a lot of speaking at conferences, but I have been holding myself back creating content and expressing a point of view. And I'm trying to get more comfortable with that, which is odd because it's like you open your mouth all the time. So what's the issue? But it feels more permanent. Wait, that one time I said it at a conference, that was an hour and it'll never be back. But on a video, it could be there 2 years from now. So overcoming some of that fear of exposing myself, being vulnerable, saying something stupid, cursing too much on recording, which is a challenge for me to not do that. But I think those have been the biggest challenges to overcome is myself. Like you said, that prison in my mind, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. And have you got over your own voice while editing, or you're still getting over your own voice? Because at the beginning, for me, it was terrible.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I think for me, it's like working on my eyes. You realize how much you fiddle with something or your eyes shift everywhere and you're like, why are you not looking at the camera? And so there's a person, his name is Sean Cannnel. Runs Think Podcasts and Think Media, and he has good advice. And two things that he says that I really appreciate is just hit record. Like you said, Chris, just get started. And the second thing is improve yourself 1% or in one way every time. And so I am doing that. Oh, the lighting was bad. Let me lighten it this time. Or, oh, I didn't do this. Let me try that the next time or figure out how to do that. Or, oh, There's a thing called tags on YouTube. Didn't know that was a thing. Let me add those this time. It is an iterative process, and you are going to improve, and you are going to learn, and you're going to fuck up, and you're going to make mistakes, but that's okay. We all do that. I think it's been the biggest eye opener for me because I'm like, practice, miss perfectionist, get it right, sink hours into it. And I'm like, oh, well, don't have good makeup on today, or I'm going to pull my hair back, but I'm just going to put content out there.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think it's something about being adults where there is this thing of, oh no, because we've done good work in the past, every piece of work that we do needs to live up to that standard or that story that we're telling ourselves. However, if you look at kids, they are serial experimenters. They will just do it and fail and be happy that they learned something. I don't think folks who've been in the industry like me and you for a while, we have that approach to things. And at the beginning of learning anything, it always sucks. We're always bad at it. Let's say if you're just learning to play the harp, right? Like you're gonna suck for a very, very long time. But when you get good, you're gonna love it and you're gonna keep doing it. How do we weed out the suckiness first? Or how do we get through that in the quickest time possible and just get the reps in? The more we do it, the better we get anyway. That's just the law of probabilities. I'm always thinking about that. And I don't mind sucking. If you watch some of my videos, they are really bad at the beginning. I mean, arguably, they're still bad. But I don't mind. I have this thing in me that I'm just like, I'm just going to do it. Nobody gives a shit anyway. Yeah. And if they do, who cares?
You can edit a lot of that out.
Exactly.
Right?
Post-production is amazing. Yeah.
Wow, it really is. I wish I had that for my life in general, but I'll take it for the video. So, Chris, what are the next steps for UX Playbook?
Next steps is help more designers, whether it's build a portfolio, get a job, learn UX frameworks, or lead their first or second design team. So really just spread the word of UX Playbook and then think about the evolution of like, okay, once they've graduated from running a team and maybe they're bored, like I was in a 9 to 5, what else can we help designers with? Because I love working with designers. I think they're awesome, awesome people. And I think they make great CEOs and great builders. And I would just like to see more products in the world with style, with opinionated decisions, just like more interesting products versus products just built by engineers. And I think the world deserves that. And I think I want to be one of those guys leading that charge and like pulling people alongside me. So I think that's where's next. But remember, everything is an experiment. So it could fail. That's fine. But at least I'll have fun doing it.
Right. Yeah, I love that. I love the thought of having more designers as executives and leaders. What a big difference it could be in so many factors if something was human driven, user driven, design driven versus profit driven, right? What a huge, huge difference that could make.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for your time. I have enjoyed talking with you and learning from you. So, again, yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Really enjoyed being on here. Thanks, Jen.
All right. Thank you.
Check out all my interviews with industry leaders on BlatzChatz.